All right, friends, it's Timon. We're back with a, I guess we're back with a Blaha video, man. We're gonna react to the gym lifting, recruiting, fitness, gear slaves video. It's amazing he's even gonna talk about the fitness industry. So Blaha says, Jeff Nippard claiming Julian Fitzgerald is natural shows a complete disregard for integrity. He can claim whatever he wants, man. It's freedom of speech, bro. Nobody really cares. We already know these people. We already know these people are fake as you are, Blaha. Get it? You understand me, man? Jeff Nippard has lost credibility a long time ago when he claimed he ordered steroids and took it for a show. You understand me? And then try to pretend like he didn't take it for the show. And you can see clearly he took it because he didn't look natural, bro, at that so-called natural show. If you see natural shows, nobody looks like they're on steroids at a natural show. Trust me. Anyway, let's review this. And he's still, and I guarantee you, he's still cycling here and there, on and off on steroids because he has to. And it's a nightmare because if he doesn't, nobody will take him seriously. You understand me? Because he doesn't have any muscle and none of his science works. Nothing that he does works because he doesn't know what builds muscle. Anyways, let's review this. Let's react to this video.
Hey everybody, it's JasonBlaha here representing JasonBlaha Strength and Fitness, and today I'm going to chat with you guys and gals a little bit about Jeff Nippard claiming Julian Fitzgerald is natural. But a quick reminder, if you guys will please click like down below, be greatly appreciated. If you're not subscribed or following, please do so, and if you'll be kind enough to drop
oops, I hit the wrong button. I hit the thumbs down.
Yeah, comment down below. I'd appreciate it so much. Look, I saw.
I did comment down below. Did you see my comment or what?
And I'm also very, very familiar with those old studies and all the stuff on fat-free mass index. It's stuff I've been talking about for 10, 12, 13 years on the tubes and so on. So, I mean, I obviously watched this whole video. And this is a lot of what is absolutely wrong with the fitness circles, and particularly the bodybuilding circles online. This is absolutely what's wrong with it. And by the way, on some of the fat...
Just like you, Blaha. Listen, you've lost all credibility in the fitness industry. They have abandoned you a long time ago. They don't even want to know who you are. They don't even want to mention your name between their lips. Get it? They don't want to know who Blaha is. They want you to go away. I was even shocked that, what was it, Tiger Fitness even mentioned you. And that was only because you were doing OF and he thought, okay, well, OF, he's going to talk about it. That's about the only news there. The latest news on Blaha, OF. Yeah, whatever, man.
Mass index stuff. I think we do need to remember some of those pre-steroid champions. People are underestimating their body fat percentage in some of those. So be a little more realistic when you plug those in. And I really seriously do not personally believe any of those guys are going to be, over about 25. If you're really honest and objective with what their body fat percentages are, right?
Yeah, okay.
And I think that's the point we need to make with that. But let's set that aside. Because that really doesn't apply to Julian Fitzgerald. And he got called out a lot on that. I even saw some of the stuff in the comments about he just completely ignored the fact that he took someone like Julian and said, well, because his fat-free mass index is here, you can't.
Well, I mean, it kind of looked weird when he was training with Larry Wheels, especially when on the bench press, when the weight fell on his chest, kind of slipped and fell down. Not that it's not falling on other people, but the way it did with him was just odd. Like, he doesn't know what the hell he's doing. He doesn't even know how to lift weights. It just kind of looks weird then. How could somebody look like that and not know what the hell they're doing? Just like, I'll just lift some weights. Because steroids, bro, you just take some steroids, you just wave your arms around. It's cosmetic, it's fake. I've seen people, they just took steroids and they never even learned how to lift weights in the gym properly. They didn't even know what the machines were for. They go in there, they just do whatever. And they got really big and everything. They got the cellophane skin. It's cosmetic, bro. That's all. It's fake. But when they stopped, it all went away.
Just go off conditioning. It's like, look, yeah, you absolutely can look at someone and tell a certain difference in musculature with certain drugs. Absolutely.
You can? You can look at their muscular and figure out that they're using certain drugs? How do you do that exactly? You got like psychic powers, dude? Magic powers? What the hell? Look at this body. Look at Blaha. He looks funny here. Jeepers. He looks like a real old man. He is really creating. He's achieving the goal, man. If anything, if this is the target, Blaha has hit it. You know, that accelerated aging, 85 years old, going on 86 already.
It absolutely matters. And I think the problem with this is that he took someone like Julian.
It's truly working. It's truly working. It's truly working, Blaha. You're really looking old. You'll catch up to I Am Longevity. He's 60 looking 95. You'll be looking 95 soon. So you'll be looking even older before you even reach 60. You'll be looking as old as he is. Wow. All that cardio, pushing sled and all that, and this exercise in here and everything else you're doing, man, is going to contribute to it. And the slave food diet, yes.
Doesn't really train effectively at all. And there's your problem. When you have someone who you look at them and say, wow, they're definitely on gear, that's what your brain screams. And then to use the thing, well, they just have good genetics and they're going to maybe train really, really hard. And I don't necessarily always have a problem with that concept, okay? That combination, all right? I want to be clear. There's going to be times when people who absolutely do get called as fake natties, who possibly really are natty, right? Oh, yeah. I've known some who, yeah, they have.
He's known some? Okay.
A really long training history.
That's something new. Isn't Blaha a fake natty?
This kid doesn't. And they train really hard. They have good genetics.
Wait. This kid doesn't? Yeah. Good genetics. They have good genetics. Man, building a muscle is not based on genetics. What are you talking about? Good genetics means whatever you look like in the moment, that's good genetics. You being tall, whatever, big boned, stuff like that. That's good genetics. Now, building muscle, well, that has nothing to do with genetics. So if they can't build muscle because they don't know what builds it, they think exercise does, and I don't know, pizza, does that mean they have bad genetics, Blaha, like you?
And they've put in a decade of really hard, effective training. Like, I've known guys who...
Yeah, you could put in a decade, couple of decades of hard training and still end up with nothing because you don't know what you're doing. You don't know what builds muscle. Even though science tells you what builds muscles, protein synthesis needs to exceed the rate of protein breakdown. But the triggering device, triggering for muscles, what triggers growth for muscle? Well, guess what it is? Unaccustomed exercise, unfamiliar forms, unaccustomed, untrained, unfamiliar forms, and eccentric exercise. It doesn't say lifting really, really heavy weight concentrically, or lifting concentrically, or lifting in a full range of motion, adapted is going to cause damage to trigger growth. See what I mean? None of that. So you're lifting wrong, and this is bad for your cardio. You want to get cardio arrest? This is like you're doing cardio, man, lifting all the time concentrically. That's not going to damage muscles, but anyway, every day in the gym. But regardless, eccentric is easier on cardio. You won't get cardio arrest.
They're like, dude, you're a fake natty. But I'm like, one, they're genetically gifted. I'm like, two, they started training.
Again, they're genetically gifted because they're looks maxing. Those are genetically gifted people, looks maxing people, yes. I don't know about genetically gifted. I mean, a lot of it has to do with your environment. If your mom ate dog shit, right, when you were in the womb, then you'll look like Blaha when you come out. You look like Blaha. And then as you're growing up, they're still feeding you garbage. So you've not really fully developed. See, Blaha is an underdeveloped male. You people just don't realize that. When you see these people that are short, right? They haven't grown up. The problem was malnutrition. They were underdeveloped, and it all starts in the wound, and then when you come out, it continues on. Yeah. Even your facial features, if they're completely fucked up, your chin, nose, eyes, this, that, whatever, cheekbone, something, whatever. If it's all fucked up, especially when it comes to males, if it's all fucked up, it's because it starts in the wound, and then after outside the wound, that's where it all happens. Especially if your mom is drinking tap water, has chlorine in it. Chlorine and nice fluoride and these, bacteria and shit, which the city can't get rid of, and you're drinking that. Have you ever seen what tap water does to your garden, like your pickles and stuff? They can't grow. The vines are they're not growing. It stunts the growth of the vegetables, and the vegetables, they start curling like Frankenstein. So you can only imagine what it's doing to the what do you call it, the fetus inside the mom, right? Plus, a lot of women, they down a lot of estrogen. So it's in the tap water, bro. They can't get rid of the molecules. The city is unable to filter out these molecules. So they're passed back in the tap water. And guess where it goes? Right down the hatch of mama. and then you grow up on that tap water too, which you don't even realize. So now you're growing up on that tap water, which it is definitely interfering and causing your growth to stunt. Because when they did scientific tests on the tap water, what it does to your progenitor cells, it fucks up your progenitor cells, which they're the major thing that aids in you growing, not just your hormones. See what I mean? Because the hormones come out, but you need the builders. You need the progenitor cells to help build you up. Yeah.
When they were like
just drinking poison, really, and then you add the plants and the fake food to all of this, and then plus you cook your food, right? And so again, your facial features are fucked because you're eating cooked food. It's being passed down generationally now. Some people still are okay because their family still ate raw meat and stuff, probably just before the 40s or something, when refrigeration came out. They still ate salted meat at home, whatever, before they had a refrigerator inside their home. See what I mean? Because if you go in my home, my original... The house that I grew up in more than one house, two houses. But if you go in both of them, you'll see they're old houses. They were built in like 1900. They don't have a slot or anything like that for a refrigerator. You had a bread box, right? You would put the bread in there to try to keep it fresh in the bread box, and then you would hang meat up, because when I was growing up throughout the 60s and 70s, my mom would hang meat up in the kitchen for it to dry. So yeah, she still had these things where we would you don't put it. We had a fridge, but we didn't put the stuff in there, bro. Get it? It's just like washing machines. We didn't have a dryer. We didn't have dryers. We had in our basement, we had like a washing machine, and it had these like rollers. You would put the clothes through it and roll it, and then squeeze out the juice, the water, and then you'd put everything on the clothesline. This is natural. You would hang up all your clothes on the clothesline. So in the wintertime, my mom would hang them up in the basement on the clothesline. And in the summer, she'd hang them up all outside. As long as you could, for as long as possible till winter would hit, right?
12 years old, 3 look at their lifts. It's like you go watch them lift. Okay, they're calling them a fake natty, but it's like over the course of 20 years, they've built up to where they literally just do rep work with 315. Like I know a guy like that. Actually helped him many years ago. I've watched him do like 7 reps.
He did. He helped somebody many years ago build up to 315. Anybody could bench 315. That's the easiest. Everybody's doing that. Young people. Come on.
315 on a bench while lean enough to have abs. I've seen him high bar squat 550.
We were all doing.
I've seen him pull in the 600s. That's a bodybuilder.
We were all doing 315 in the gym. Anybody natural can bench 315, man. I can show you skinny kids doing 275. 285 and 300. Fuck. Man, online even.
Okay. Guy has over 20 years of training experience. And obviously, you look at his insertions and stuff, it's like, okay, you know, yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's a difference. He trained really, really hard. He got really strong, has good exercise selection, trains hard.
Okay, he trained hard, he got really strong, so he got really good at lifting, but he didn't build any muscle, because that has nothing to do with building muscle. Performing and this training has nothing to do with building muscle.
It is in phenomenal shape in terms of conditioning. All right, these people do.
See, in bodybuilding, we train to damage muscles. We train to damage muscles. We don't train like he says he got really, really, really strong. You do get strong in eccentric exercise, but after the fact. You gotta wait. You gotta be patient. You'll get extremely strong down the road. The more muscle you build, the stronger you get.
Exist. The problem, he literally gave a pass to someone who...
Yeah, but if protein synthesis doesn't exceed the rate of breakdown during that period, right, you're not going to see any growth, man. It's really simple.
Not only you can tell looking as a fake natty, they train like crap. Bunch of people saw some of that stuff, the stuff with Larry Wheels. The guy is weak and he's out of shape. Okay, yeah. That's a problem. When you have a guy who goes in the gym and goofs off, that is not that category. You know, again, a lot of times a really genetically blessed person in terms of muscle structure, muscle shape, ability to lose body fat easily, who trains super hard for a decade, will get unfairly called a fake natty. It does happen. This kid is not that person.
Oh?
Obviously the genetics are there, but the training is not.
Okay.
Let me state again.
The genetics is there, but the training is not. See, it doesn't make any sense. A genetic cannot build a muscle. Your genetics cannot build you a muscle once you've grown.
This is a guy who has no strength and no conditioning in the gym. So again, when you start giving them a pass.
He has no strength or conditioning in the gym. Okay.
This is a problem, Jeff, and I'll call Jeff on this. Jeff, you lose any credibility, okay? That level of credibility loss should be as harmful to your career at this point as my whole fake Merc fiasco was. We're at that level of screwing up, which, by the way, I admitted many years ago that was a screw up. I effed up big time and apologized for it almost a decade ago at this point. We're at that level of embarrassment. When you call someone like that, who trains like a bee, who's weak and out of shape and trains like crap, and you give him a pass, oh, I think he's probably natural. Or he's natural, or you're giving him credence as natural and endorsing it, you're at that level. We really, it's that bad. And this is the problem with this whole industry. These people will prop up fake natties, and that's the point too, Jeff. If you're going to start lying like that when you know he's not natural, you know he's not, you lose any credibility. You better not even claim you're natural at that point, because when you're willing to give obvious fake natties a pass like that, you're pretty much endorsing fake nattyism. So then the obvious assumption is, well, if you're willing to endorse it, then, you know, clearly you like plenty of gear and like to claim natty too. You're
Oh man, come on, bro. None of them are natty. Jesus, how long does he have to ramble on for? Look at this body. It's ridiculous. It looks like he's never lifted weights. Just looks like an old man with a flabby body.
doing this because you believe in being a fake natty. You're clearly endorsing the idea.
Blaha absolutely does not know how to train, and he's on steroids. Just like the rest of these so-called fake natties. I mean, calling Fitzgerald, this Fitzgerald guy, natty is just like calling Michael Hearn natty. The
Love it, you support it.
equivalent.
This speaks volume of your own values.
Oh yeah, my values. What are your values?
I don't think you should be allowed to claim natty and anyone should believe it if that is the values that you hold.
Yeah, whatever.
My opinion. Granted, maybe a lot of people don't care about my opinion.
What if they took HCG and they lifted weights and then they built a lot of muscle doing HCG or something or whatever? It's assisted them. Are they fake natties? Are they fake natties? I wonder. Well, HCG, that's like what is it? It's the stuff removed from pregnant women. It's a hormone when women are pregnant. HCG, human chronic gonadotropin. So you take these gonadotropins, right? And they aid you in building muscle. You fake natty? Here's the thing, though. Would it be permanent, though? If you were to actually build muscle using HCG, would it be permanent? Well, if you actually built permanent muscle, it could be permanent. Now, if you build sarco muscle, sarcoplasmic muscle, like Blaha here, then it isn't permanent. It's just coming and going and feather in the wind, bro. Get it?
But do you see where we're going?
What's he call it? Pump training. Yeah, that's it.
And that's going to be true of anyone out there who's doing this. Oh, I'm natty, and then they endorse.
That's concentric squat right there. Concentric. Boom.
It's obvious fake natties.
1 rep, baby. That's not going to cause any damage to the muscle fiber on your legs, dude. There's no triggering. There's no triggering for growth. That's why, no matter what Blaha eats in his basket, there's zero growth here with 1 rep.
Who are weak and out of shape,
Yeah, man.
don't even know how to train and look like that.
Yeah, look at Blaha. He doesn't even know how to train, and he looks the way he does, like he doesn't train. Even though he trains like twice a day in the garage, day and night, but yet Blaha doesn't look like he trains at all. And then you get these guys that don't know how to train or they don't even train or whatever, yet they look like they're training, even their training sucks. Because I don't know, it's a good question. Is it really based on the training? Is it all cosmetic? What is it exactly? What's going on here? What's going on here, Blaha, with you?
You know? Don't even try to claim natural yourself at that point to anyone doing that. Just stop. This is what's wrong with this community.
Does anybody really believe that Blaha's on steroids just because he told you he is? Man, a lot of people play that game online. There's people that say, oh, yeah, I take steroids. And then they go, I eat pizza, and that's how I look like that. They take steroids and eat pizza. You think pizza and eating steroids, that's why they look the way they did? And it was bullshit. They were actually natural. They didn't eat pizza. They were natural. They didn't take any steroids, but they claimed they did just for the popularity of it. Okay? People will watch them. You understand me? They fooled people. And then the people are like, no way, man. No way this guy's on steroids and blah, 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 blah. And they go, no, I'm on steroids. Like, you see people online, bro, they fucking look nasty. Like, you would, how could the person claim they're on steroids if they don't look like they're on steroids? And then there's the people like Ryan Russo. Fuck me, man. He's got like really bad genetics. I don't know if it's bad genetics or he's got an ugly body or his steroids are bad, but I don't know what it is. Maybe it causes a genetic problem for him. Maybe he's sensitive to his genetics taking steroids. So it's counteractive because whatever people are eating in their environment they're sensitive. Their genetics are sensitive to that food. For example, you could be eating popcorn, but your friend eats popcorns and then they have a breakout or something, they have a problem. Their genetics are more sensitive to these things. So it's a sensitivity thing. You have people that smoke cigarettes and people that try to smoke cigarettes and can't because they have a sensitivity to cigarettes. So they stop there, right? Or why people get some diseases and some people don't eating these foods because they have more a genetic sensitivity to these foods and things, whatever, that they wouldn't have otherwise to other things. See what I mean? Yeah, that's about it. Why do you think they say insulin resistance, insulin sensitivity? Listen to the word. Insulin sensitivity, right? Anabolic resistance, anabolic sensitive. If you're anabolic sensitive, then of course you're not resistant, right? You know what I mean? What's resisting exactly you from building muscle? Well, not really anything. Here's the thing. Not really anything. That's a lie, because if the muscle was damaged, it would still have to go through a repair, whether it goes through remodeling or not. So if you're not eating properly, but if you're eating a lot, you're not gonna. How could you be anabolic resistant or even insulin resistant at this point when you actually triggered the growth factor, which is what? Muscle damage. So now a whole cascade of events are going to happen. So protein synthesis needs to exceed that breakdown. Get it, dude? So when people say these things, they just, to me, they don't make any sense. But okay, whatever, dude. I can prove in my community section, I posted a section there. It'll tell you, trigger. The triggering thing is what? Muscle damage. Anyways, I'll see you in the next video. Tell us what you think about that. Like, subscribe, support the channel. Look at Grandpa here. Grandpa. Hey, Gramps. What's going on there? See you in the next one, man.